Welcome to this two-day tour of Cordoba, here in Spain. 1,000 years ago, this city was the largest in the world. It was the capital of the Caliphate of Cordoba, which several hundred years controlled much of the Iberian Peninsula. The Caliphate is long gone, but its heritage is visible throughout the historic center, best represented by the spellbinding mosque-cathedral. Places, events, and cultures, here on my patio, my mundo. Welcome to Cordoba. And welcome to the historic center. It will be very easy to lose yourself here in a good way. Cordoba has one of the largest old towns in Europe and is protected by UNESCO. The city is famed for its patios, large interior courtyards that offered needed shade to the Romans and then the Moors. North and west of the Grand Mosque is the city's Jewish quarter, which retains the street plan it had as ghetto hundreds of years ago. The Jews were expelled from Spain in the late 15th century, but during the Caliphate, Cordoba's Jewish population thrived. In the 21st century, it's quite a posh part of the city. The main indication that there was a Jewish population is a synagogue, one of the only three left in Spain.
And in front of the structure, a place of worship, which is actually a fusion between a mosque and a church. Yes, a mosque and a church. In one.
Most tourists don't know, but you can actually enter the church for free. Just come before the regular visiting hours during the cleaning time. That's between 9 to 10 a.m. Nothing will prepare you for the beauty of the interior. One of Spain's cultural wonders, this astounding complex dates back to the 900s, at the time when Cordoba was Europe's leading city for science and culture. There could be no finer symbol of this golden age than the forest of columns and horseshoe arches that greet you upon entry, with their two-tones brick and stone pattern. There are 850 columns in total, and the effect of the sunlight that filters through the hall is unforgettable, as is the mural or the apse with its gilded calligraphy. The mosque became a church as soon as Cordoba was retaken in 1236, and from then a number of chapels were built, culminating with the cathedral nave in the 1500s. We'll stay a bit longer at the courtyard for the Patio de los Naranjos. The main entranceway to the complex is the courtyard where Muslim worshippers would perform their ablutions before prayer. Not a great deal has changed since then. The fountains are still here, as is the grade of 98 orange trees that are particularly pretty and fragrant in spring when they're in bloom. On the northwest and east sides of the courtyard are arcaded galleries, and if you walk along this and look up, you'll see the original delicately carved and coffered ceilings. The patio is also the venue for the guitar concerts in the summer. Cordoba, among other cities in Andalusia, claims to be the origin of the guitar. Perhaps 1 hour is more than enough to see the mosque-cathedral, so we're crossing the Guadalquivir. This footbridge is just one of those things every visitor to Cordoba has to do. The panoramas are postcard-worthy, whether you're on the south bank viewing the Calora Tower and 16 arches with the Great Mosque in the background, or making the exciting crossing to the Old City. It dates right back to the 1st century, but the structure today is completely medieval. Although we're visiting at midday, I suggest coming at sunset when the stones of the bridge and the cityscape are bathed in an orange glow. And before the city closes for Siesta, let's head towards the Alcazar de los Reyes Cristianos. Everything is within walking distance, don't worry. And the sceneries are beautiful. castle, including its marvelous royal compound, has had a long and complicated history. It was the site of a Visigothic fortress before falling to the Moors, under which it was expanded in the early medieval period as the city around it thrived. Gardens, courtyards, baths, and the largest library in Western Europe were all added. After Cordoba fell to the Christian forces in the 13th century, it became a palace and the seat of the Castilian royal court. But later, it was the headquarters of the Inquisition for 3 centuries. I leave you for now to enjoy this beautiful garden with its fountains. I see you later at the next attraction. Besides the mosque, here's a listing of other places to see in Cordoba. Well, you don't have to see everything. Spend time also experiencing the cuisine of Cordoba, like this. Crunchy fried eggplant with sugarcane syrup. It's called berenjena a la cordobesa. And we're concluding our tour here at the Plaza de las Tindiles. Listen to this. You've heard it. Flamenco chime from the tower, and that ends our tour of Cordoba here in South Spain in Andalusia. Thank you for joining me here today. On behalf of my cameraman, Yaya Ludo there. See you in the next video.